Gloria S, Crump, the Queen of Real Estate with the Coastal Leaders Realty Group. Thank you for joining us this week's Tea Crumpets. Today I have Jason Garner, the owner of Eastern Shore Transfer.
Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for joining us. So tell us a little bit about background about yourself, the company, and how you got started.
Well, so I got in transportation shortly after high school. Grew up.
Were you a mover?
I was not.
Oh.
but I worked for the railroad.
Okay.
And
you were in real transportation.
yes, I was in big boy transportation at a young age.
Yeah.
Well, due to some of the things that happen on railroads, incidents, fatalities, such thing.
Yeah.
It took me off administrative leave. We had to go through a process of evaluations and such. So while I was off, I started helping a family friend move nothing but pianos.
Oh wow, and that is very difficult.
Yeah. So moving pianos, you had to get them in place, so you had to move furniture to get them there.
Yeah.
So that kind of led me into the industry of moving furniture and fine arts.
Yeah.
Then it kind of advanced on into Eastern Shore Transfer, what it is today.
Well, that's awesome. That is a neat story about it, because I know pianos. You have to talk about white glove service. So,
Yes, ma'am.
So what areas? Where are you located for people?
So
obviously Eastern Shore.
Our main office is on the Eastern Shore, Mobile Bay, but we have an office here in Orange Beach, and we also service the whole U.S. Anywhere that someone wants to go in the U.S., we can handle their move.
Happen.
So, but I would say the majority of our business is anywhere from the Gulf Coast here,
Yes.
all the way up to the Eastern Shore.
I got you. And so talk about long distance moves. Which one was the longest one that you've done?
So we've moved to Washington, but we currently have on the books right now. We've got a job leaving the Eastern Shore area, going to California. We have a reverse coming back from California to the Eastern Shore area.
Oh wow! So yeah, you're not just the local. I mean, you won't turn down. It sounds like a long distance move. So that's.
We do anything from one piece to a warehouse full.
Yeah, and speaking of warehouses, you actually have storage facility options for people. So.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, tell us a little bit about that.
So we do climatized warehousing, and we also have individual lockers. Storage facilities. So if client may be in transition, waiting on a house to be remodeled or waiting on a house to maybe close.
Yes.
For whatever reason, they can't go directly into their new home. We can do a layover, whether it's stay on the truck for a couple of days, which is a daily rate of storage fee, or if they need a layover for less than a month, they can come into our facility. The only thing about coming into a facility like that, obviously, it's a two-part move where it's it's a little more costly, but sometimes it's just out of anybody's control. Yeah.
Well, like for instance, I think we talked about how somebody's ordering furniture, they need a place to store it. Y'all have that option, if they're doing the move and things of that nature.
Yes,
but they don't have to necessarily. The storage facility options is not necessarily just for your clients. So if someone like me, if I needed a place to, that is an option. Correct.
That is an option. Yes,
okay.
Our warehouse, mainly one of the reasons we do have our warehouse is for if an interior designer orders furniture for a client, and as that stuff is coming in, it needs a holding facility. We do that where we receive it, we inspect it, we make sure it's ensure that it's safely stored, put back in its original cartons until all the items have come in and it's install day. So we do that, whether it's with an interior designer or if you do it on your own. If you order something and it needs to come somewhere, they can't ship directly to your house. Need someone to receive it. Eastern Shore Transfer will do that.
Oh, that's awesome. And so one other thing is too, with the let's see here, and that's located in Daphne. Is that correct?
Yes,
okay, so that one's in Daphne, and then So one thing is that we were talking about before we started filming is just, like what makes you stand out among your competitors? Like you're talking about like your movers, they go through extensive training. So
one thing, just like in any industry, you have, people who are professional in it, you have fly-by-nights, you have people that pop up, So one thing that I can say about Eastern Shore Transfer, I can't say about every other company, but one thing I can say about Eastern Shore Transfer is we do have an extensive training program before anybody ever goes out on a job site to a house. They learn the entire ropes of how to handle a piece of furniture, how to properly wrap a piece of furniture, and secure it on the truck. So doing that, learning how to do that saves on damage to your house, damage to your furniture, or damage to a person.
For sure. Well, it's funny you say that because I had a client that did hire, I think, some people off of Facebook Marketplace, and when I went by there, he's like, look, they didn't even secure the furniture. He was showing me because they had rented like a U-Haul. He's like, they didn't even secure the furniture. All they did is just throw blankets and stuff over it, and they didn't even tie it down. And I said, well, where did you find these movers? He said, well, I just went on Marketplace and just looked. I was like, didn't say anything, but I wanted to be like, well, what did you expect?
So one thing, a lot of people, moving is not cheap.
No.
But it doesn't have to be the most expensive thing. But the one thing that I try to instill in every one of my guys, and the way I look at it is, an individual or a family has spent almost their entire life building what they have and buying their furniture and providing for their household.
Yeah.
And you want to make sure that it's, taken care of,
a lot of things might not have just as monetary value, it's also sentimental value.
100%.
And that can be even worth more sometimes, depending on what it is and how it's been a family or
exactly, because you can't replace it. It's irreplaceable.
And so a lot of times people, and obviously I'm in real estate, so I deal with a lot of people who are thinking or trying to find movers, and I'm always like, don't go with the cheapest, because I've seen terrible and heard terrible stories about why, and then they go, I'll never do that again. And like one thing is that sometimes they're just not properly licensed or insured, and so you never expect or hope nothing but terrible happens, but then when it does happen, then you're really left with a mess.
Exactly. So one thing that I can say is finding a mover who is properly licensed and insured. If they're not licensed, they're not insured. There's not an insurance company that's gonna cover them.
Exactly.
And with that comes a price. It's not it's not cheap, but it's not the most expensive thing in the world. We do come out and give free estimates. So we will walk through the home with a homeowner. We will walk through. They'll tell me specifically piece by piece what's being moved, what needs to be handled. And it's site specific. It's different with every house that I walk into. For
sure. I mean, sometimes there's steps.
Yeah.
I mean, sometimes people have a lot of large pieces of furniture.
Exactly. It takes multiple men. And also not just men, but it also takes the proper equipment. So having the right equipment, it's costly.
Yeah.
And that's what you want to. You want to know that your stuff is taken care of in a professional manner.
And then one thing is too, we were talking about is that your company it's in license, and you have to go by the Federal Motor Safety Act, which sometimes other movers do not.
They don't, and that's what you typically get when you get a marketplace mover, or someone off Facebook, or someone a friend referred a friend, or things like that. You want to make sure that the company that you are hiring has been properly vetted, properly
and that's what you do with your movers. You vet them as well.
Yes, ma'am. Every one of them.
So that way, because I had someone moving from Hawaii one time, and a lot of her things were stolen. So it's just, and it was an unfortunate situation.
That's an unfortunate situation.
Yeah, so that's good to know that you do vet your employees and the movers, make sure that we don't have to worry about that
before. If I can't trust them in my own home, I can't trust them in your home.
Yeah, exactly.
So that's just a standard that I go by.
Yeah, and one thing you were talking about is like when they show up, they're dressed nicely.
They're in, they're logoed shirts, Eastern Shore Transfer shirts. They're typically in, a khaki short or a khaki pant, professionally, very classy.
Yeah.
Someone that, they don't, one of the biggest, best compliments that we usually get is you guys are like the Chick-fil-A or the Publix of the moving industry. And, I thought that was probably one of the greatest compliments
yeah, exactly. So, have a blessed day. Yeah, that's great.
So, the guys are just, they're top-notch guys. They don't look like I guess most people have a vision of what a mover's supposed to look like. They come in and they said, these aren't the movers that I thought they were going to be.
It's that white glove royalty service.
Yes,
so, I love that. Well, I think, and what else did we talk about that was interesting? Oh, the insurance. For instance, like if someone has a substantial amount of value in their furniture, you do suggest them also to be looking at maybe their personal, homeowners or an umbrella policy.
Correct.
In addition.
So, every licensed moving company are required to have standard liability. Everyone, in order to operate. Standard liability, it's a coverage, but it's not a whole lot, So therefore, we always suggest that the client that we're moving, if they do have items of extraordinary value or something like that, is to reach out to their homeowner insurance company, see what their policy covers, and if nothing else, let them shop for them what their insurance. That way, they're covered and they're comfortable with what their coverage is.
Yes.
Where if I go out, I can definitely shop it out for them. I can go through my insurance company, but a lot of times that comes at a higher price.
Yes.
So therefore, they may get a better deal, and we'll do it however
however they want. But that is good to know because I never heard that before. But it makes perfectly good sense, and it doesn't hurt to be overinsured. Just to be
never does.
Yeah, just be prepared for the worst case scenario.
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, I think this is great information, and we'll have your contact information where people can go online, and like you say, you have lots of recommendations through just even local realtors and also local interior designers.
Exactly.
That use you.
That use us, on a regular.
Yeah.
From week to week. So we can be found on Facebook or Instagram.
Okay.
It's Eastern Shore Transfer. We've got our Eastern Shore Transfer original page, and then we've got our coastal page.
Okay.
But we also, we're you can look us up, easternshoretransfer.com.
Okay. Well, I think, and plus too, it's good to know that y'all handle the long distance as well as local.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We pride ourselves on our local industry here. And one thing that I always tell clients, it's very important. We live our area as a whole, Baldwin County. It's too big to be a small town, and it's too small to be a big town. Everybody knows somebody, and somebody knows everybody.
That's right.
So we handle each customer, as it's specific, tailored to them. So
I think that's great. Well, and plus two, people are moving from all over, coming into Baldwin County. Then we also sell people who are moving up or they're downsizing.
Sure.
So locally, so it's good that you can make sure you can cover all of it. So I think that's great. And I appreciate you taking the time.
Well, I appreciate you having me here.
Yes,
So
thank you. Thank y'all for watching, and we'll have all your contact information so people can contact you.
Well, if they have anything, they can contact me personally.
Yeah.
So, if they have any questions, I'd be happy to answer anything. Even if they don't use us, they can at least come consult
Well,
with
and
us.
it's good to know, too, that you do free estimates.
Yes, ma'am.
So that's great. So good deal. Well, thank you for watching.